Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ Bhagavata-sevayā Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtaki Aradhyo Bhagavan Rajeshatanya Staddhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitopasana Vrajavadhu Vargena va kalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam pramanamamalam prema pumartho mahan Śrī Caitanya-Mahāprabhur-matamidam tatradarana Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देश तारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 45, entitled Krishna Rescues His Teacher's Son. We have read till text number 28 so far. The context is Kamsa has been killed, and his other 8 brothers and many other demons have been killed, Chanur, Mushtika, etc. Krishna is meeting Vasudev, Devaki, and then there is the Upanayan Sanskar. So that celebration is going on, and that's what we were reading last. That how Vasudeva was so happy that this festival was going on, and he gave thousands of cows. And as we know that when Krishna was born in the jail in Mathura, he wanted to give charity. We discussed the importance of giving charity. But at that time he was in the jail, how he could do. So now he could do. So he's very happy. This samskar is going on. So let's see what happens further. Tatascha labdha samskaro dvijatvam prapya suvritau gargadyadu kulacharyan Gaitram Vritam Astitau. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. After attaining twice born status, I think we read this verse, right? We discussed the importance of celibacy and all. But still we'll read it. Just the translation. After attaining twice born status through initiation, the lords, sincere in their vows, took the further vow of celibacy from Garga Muni, the spiritual master of the Yadus. So the Krishna Balrams are about 11 years old. Kamsa is killed. They are in Mathura now, and they are getting their Upanayam Sanskar, and they are taking the vows of celibacy. So we discussed that, and Prabhupada's disciples are contrasting here. We discussed this in the modern age. It's a degraded age. The student life has become very wild and animalistic, filled with illicit sex and drugs. And 70% of the people, students, by the time they get to the school, end of the school, they have lost their, they had illicit premarital relationships. 70% in America. And the statistics are not far behind in other countries, even in India. These things are very common. It's very unfortunate. Why? Because Kali Yuga we are degrading very fast. because of modern gadgets and lack of spiritual values, lack of Gita and Bhagavatam, lack of explanation and sharing why these things, why celibacy, why brahmacharya, why Gita, why Bhagavatam is important. All that is missing. And therefore, we are running far away from the ideal spiritual culture. So we read that. Now we'll move on. Prabhavau sarva vidyanam sarvagyau jagat ishwarau nanya siddha malam jnanam guha manau narehitai athau gurukule vasam ichhanta upajagmatu kasyam sandipanim nama kya avanti pura vasinam, concealing their innately perfect knowledge by their human-like activities. Those two omniscient lords of the universe themselves, the origin of all the branches of the knowledge, next desired to reside at the school of a spiritual master. Thus, they approached Sandipani Muni, a native of Kashi living in the city of Avanti. Hare Krishna. Beautiful verse here. So their official Vidya Arambha is happening here. Now one may wonder, how can someone who's the source of all knowledge, right? These omniscient, the word used is omniscient. What does that mean? One who knows everything. He's omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. Amongst the 6 qualities of Bhagavan, or 6 opulences, one is he's all-knowing. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu veda na kaschana. I know past, present, and future, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Bhut, bhavishya, vartaman. We don't recall what we ate 1 week back, last Monday in lunch. Anyone recalls? It'll be hard, right? What to speak of what you ate on April 6th, 2025. We did eat something, but we don't recall. We are anu. We are forgetful. But Krishna is the source of all knowledge. He is the one who, when Garuda, when he flaps his wings, the Vedic hymns come. This is Krishna. But concealing, Prabhavau, although he is Sarvagyahu, he is all-knowing, he is Jagat Ishvara, he is Jagannath, he is Jagat Ishvara, yet he is Guha Manam, Nara Ihta. He is acting like a ordinary Nara. Like an ordinary boy would go to school and learn from his teacher. That's what he's acting like. So who is his guru? Sandipani Muni. Sandipanim Nama. His name was Sandipani Muni. Where did he live? Avanti Pura, the city named Avanti. And and present, it is Ujjain. If you go to Ujjain ever, there's a beautiful ISKCON temple there, built by His Holiness Bhakti Charaswami Maharaj. So he went to his Gurukul Vasinam, living there. As we know, in the previous day, the child would go and reside at the ashram of the teacher to learn the Vedas or the spiritual science and different things. So therefore, Krishna and Balram are showing that how we should also approach Guru, and we'll learn all that. But this is their official killing. After killing Kamsa, this samskar happens, and now they're going to the Gurukul. Any comments, thoughts here?
Prabhuji, sorry, at what age, Prabhuji, all this is happening? I know you've talking about for many times, but sorry for asking.
No, don't be sorry. Any question is good questions. This is approximately around, Krishna is around 11 years. To be more precise, 10 years and about 8-9 months. We read that in one of the purports. So approximately 11 years.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
In the Naralila. Of course, he is beyond any age, and all these calculations don't matter because he is transcendental. But from the pastime perspective, it's 11 years. Okay, so let's read the next verse. Anyone would like to read? Text 32. This is chapter 5 in Canto 10. Yes, Ranya Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji, I'll try. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Text 32. Yeto pasadyatau dantau gurau vritam aninditam grahayantav upetau sma bhaktya devam ivadrutau. Translation by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada and the disciples Ki Jai. Sandipani thought very highly of these two self-controlled disciples whom had obtained so fortuitously. By serving him as devotedly as one would serve the Supreme Lord himself, they showed others an irreproachable example of how to worship the spiritual master. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Hare Krishna, thank you. There's no purport here. Ideal student, ideal guru, perfect example. Ideal Shrota, ideal Vakta. Shrota is one who hears, Vakta is one who speaks, perfect example. There are many cases or pairs we see here. Ideal guru, disciple. Can anyone share a couple of pairs coming to your mind about this? One is here, right here in front of our eyes, right? Sandipani Muni, Krishna and Balram acting as disciple, and Guru is Sandipani Muni. Anyone knows any other combinations? Ideal guru, ideal disciple.
Narada Muni Prahlad Maharaj Prabhuji.
Yes, Narad Muni Prahlad, beautiful.
Narad Muni Vyasadeva Prabhuji. Narad Muni Vyasadeva.
Narad Muni Vyasadeva, excellent, very nice. Or Ram and Vashishta, right?
Yes.
Ram and Agastya. Many who had many gurus. Any other?
Narad Muni Dhruva Maharaj.
Narad Muni Dhruva Maharaj. Narad Muni had multiple, like Narad Muni and, Yudhishthira and Dhruva. And Dhruva initially was a little different, but he did get to the ideal situation. Very nice. Yes, Dara Mataji.
Krishna and Arjun Prabhu.
Yes, Krishna and Arjun, the ideal Gita heroes. Yes, thank you, Preeti Mataji.
Vyasadeva and Sukha.
Vyasdev.
Yeah.
Vyasdev was Vyasdev's son was Shukdev. So Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. Great
Yes,
example. I think that's what you meant, right?
No, Prabhuji, I meant the first thing only. Sorry.
Okay.
But what you said also is like absolutely correct.
Okay.
I mean, like Sukadev Goswami learned from his father. So that's how I thought. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Mm.
What about Dronacharya and Arjuna, Prabhuji?
Dronacharya and Arjuna, a little bit not the best situation there, because Dronacharya, although he was great, but he had some weaknesses which were reflected later.
Yes, his son
Mm.
towards his son.
Correct. He had like 99.9 good qualities, so we'll focus more on that. Yes. So let's read the next verse also, and then we will reflect on some qualities of a ideal disciple. Dhara Mataji, you raised your hand. Do you have something in mind?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandit Pranam. No, I was just going to say Krishna Arjun or even Hanumanji, Suryadev. But yeah.
Nice. Hanumanji is also known for his ideal disciple. Amazing. Okay, anyone wants to read text 33, and then we'll talk about some qualities of a disciple.
I can try to read, Prabhuji.
Okay, please.
तयोर्द्विजावरस्तुष्टा शुद्धभावानुवृत्तिभिः प्रवोच वेदानखिलान् साङ्गोपाने सद्गुरुः. Hare Krishna.
Yes, translation.
Translation. That best of Brahmanas, the spiritual master Sandipani, was satisfied with their submissive behavior, and thus he taught them the entire Vedas, together with their 6 corollaries and the Upanishads.
Very nice. Okay. So here, what can we learn from this and from other aspects also? Let's write down some qualities of a good disciple. What are the qualities or attributes?
Obedient.
Sorry?
Obedient to
Okay.
his master.
Obedient to Guru. Very nice. Obedient. What else?
Being his das, or I guess,
Servant.
with the servant mindset.
Servant mood or das anudas mood. Anyone else wants to share what makes one a good disciple, or how can we be a good disciple?
So disciple should be submissive to the Guru.
Very nice quality.
And very attentive to listen. And like that verse is there, Tad Vidhi Pranipate Pariprashnena Seva Upadekshanti Te Jnanam Tatudash. So yeah, I mean, one should be very submissive to the your spiritual master. One can inquire from the spiritual master, but it should not be in challenging way. We go to the spiritual master in like an empty vessel, that we are here to grab something and to hear attentively what the instruction is spiritual master is giving.
The humble, prideless, very nice. Attentive in listening, appropriate mode to inquire. Very nice points you mentioned. That's the famous verse, 434 Bhagavad Gita, Tadvidi Pradipati. One should approach in the right mood and serve, right? Because what is the use of approaching the Guru and asking the question but not acting upon it? So act upon Guru's instructions. That's what is going to please the Guru the most. Any other thing we are missing here?
Prabhuji, like self-discipline or the desire to learn.
So inquisitiveness or desire to learn, right?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
Desire to, like empty vessel, something similar is One
Okay.
should not feel I'm full, like as Mataji said, because anything, like if the vessel is already full, then okay. You know this famous story, this comes, right? There was a there was a student who wanted to learn piano. So he went to the piano teacher or harmonium teacher, and the harmonium teacher asked, "Do you know something?" He said, "Well, yeah, my uncle taught this little bit here, sa ga ma pa re re something, and my grandfather taught me a little bit, but I know a little bit. I know here and there, and I'll learn very fast. Teach me this. I'm very great, qualified. You'll be blessed to have me as your student." He said, "Okay, you can. I'll charge you 200 rupees per class." Or whatever. And then a second student came and he approached the harmonium teacher, said, "I want to learn." And the teacher asked, "Do you know anything about harmonium?" I said, "I don't know anything. I don't know what this black and white key mean. I don't know anything about harmonium." He said, "Okay, come from tomorrow, 100 rupees." The first guy was lost. "Well, I know so much about harmonium and you're charging him half." He said, "Half is to first clean off all the junk you have learned, all the bogus things you have learned. And the other half is to feed the right thing." So interesting example, but we should one approach like an empty vessel. Look at Rupa and Sanatan and all the Goswamis. When they went to Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu, they didn't say, "Oh, we are scholars. Oh, we are great. Oh, we know 20 languages. Oh, we are also millionaires, by the way." So they approached as humble servants. Even the Supreme Lord, when he approached to his Guru, that's also a great example. Ishwar Puri, the spiritual master, he said, "I'm a fool. Please guide me." So one should be like a fool in front of the Guru. Not act foolish. One should be intelligent, but yet very humble and subservient. One should serve, as we see here, devotedly. One should serve the Guru as the Lord himself. So the Lord is serving his Guru as the Lord himself. Interesting dynamics. They showed others an irreproachable example of how to worship the Guru. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado yasya aprasadat na gati kuto. If Guru is happy, everyone is happy. If Guru is displeased, forget about pleasing Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa won't be pleased. So text 32 and 33 are talking about this. In 33, the Guru was very happy by their submissive behavior. How will the Guru feel inspired to share? When the student shows the inquisitiveness, the eagerness, the simplicity, the humility, then the Guru will be also inspired to speak appropriately. If the student is least interested and says, "Okay, no," then the Guru will also not be interested to speak. The Guru will speak based on the capacity of the student, of the disciple. So here, Guru was very happy with Krishna Balaram. Why? Because they were ideal students. They were ideal disciples. And he taught them everything, the best he could. Next verse, 34, anyone?
Sorry, Prabhu, to interrupt you. Just one example that I remember that you're talking about the ideal student, and that how the Parikshit Maharaj was asking the questions, although he had only 7 days to live, but he was asking every question that his questions was glorified in the Bhagavatam. And Sukdev Goswami was more inquisitive too, because he's asking such a nice and wonderful questions and very attentively he is hearing. So Sukdev Goswami was very gladly, he's describing everything, even the creation of this world, universe, even in the whole cantos. Sukdev Goswami, explain everything in detail. So, yeah. That's what I remember.
Thank you. Yes, questions have the word quest in it. Interesting, right? So quest means journey. So the journey begins by asking the right questions. There's a book called The Four Questions by His Grace Visheshika Prabhu. What are the four questions? Anyone knows? Who has read this book? Raise your hand. Or know at least something about it. Beautiful book. And I always remember it because there's a band in my hand given by Maharaj himself, so I never forget it. The four questions which we can ask at any time. What is my purpose? What is my purpose? The word question, you see, it's like an anchor. It pulls, right? It moves the conversation. It's like a hook. So what is my purpose? Very deep question worth pondering. Number two, how may be I of service at any given point? Trying to be of service. Number three, what is the lesson? We all go through situations, we all go through ups and downs, we all go through different journeys, always trying to understand what is the lesson. When we have this mentality, what is Krishna trying to teach me through this episode? Whether at work, whether in bhakti, whether in devotees, whether in any aspect of life, what is God trying to teach me? What is the lesson? And number four, where am I investing my attention right now? Where am I putting my attention right now? I don't have control over past, what happened. I don't have control over future, what is going to happen. But the attention I put now in the present is certainly going to make a tangible difference in the future. So thank you. So one should learn to ask thoughtful questions to oneself and to others as and when required. So 34, anyone who has not read yet? Yes, Indira Mataji.
सः सरस्यं धनुर्वेदं धर्माज्ञाय पतंस्तथा तथा चान्वीक्षिकं विद्यां राजनीतिं च सात्विदां. Translation by disciples of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. He also taught them the Dhanurveda with its most confidential secrets, the standard book of law, the methods of logical reasoning and philosophical debate, and the sixfold science of politics. Purport. Srila Sridhara Swamis explains that confidential portion of the Dhanurveda, military science, includes knowledge of the appropriate mantras and presiding deities of warfare. Dharman refers to the Manu Samhita and other standard law books, Dharma Shastras. Nyayapatan refers to the doctrine of karma, mimamsa, and other such theories. Anvikshikam is knowledge of techniques of logical argument, tarka. The sixfold political science is quite pragmatic and includes sandhi, making peace, vigraha, war, yana, marching, asana, sitting tight, vaida, dividing one's forces, and samasya, seeking the protection of a more powerful ruler. Hare Krishna.
Well, thank you, Mata, for reading this So, as we know, there are primarily 4 Vedas. So Sandipani Muni is teaching at a very fast rate because the student is so bright. Is it not? And we know that in 64 days he finished his all schooling. Well, he doesn't need 64 days. He already knows everything. And also, he can do that in 6 minutes. But he is concealing his identity. And the Guru is teaching him many, many things. Logic, nyaya, reasoning, etc., debate. These are different branches of knowledge. Vedas are very, very vast. Hundreds and thousands, 100,000s of verses are there in the Vedas. I was in a program, I asked how many verses are there in Gita. It was a new program, and unfortunately, no one knew. No one knew that. So, what to speak of talking about Vedas, especially in Kali Yuga audience, which is Manda Sumanda Madeo, including on my own self. I'm not saying others are like that. Everyone is like that. Our mind is weak, our energy is weak, our spiritual interest is weak. So, what to do? Therefore, Krishna is very kind. We don't have to go through all this Nyaya and Sandhi, and it would have been great if the modern leaders, especially those who are in position, those who are making decisions, big decisions like warfare, if they refer to all this important knowledge, how to make Sandhi, how to do peace, how to when to fight, when not to fight. These are important things, but unfortunately, the leadership is not by qualification these days, but more by political influence and power and other things. Therefore, the world is in a chaos, wars everywhere, countries fighting, nations fighting. It's unfortunate. Why? Lack of knowledge, lack of Vedic culture, lack of this important knowledge. So, our role is to study Gita Bhagavatam properly. This is the essence of all the Vedas. Sarvo Upanishado Gavo Dogda Gopalanandana. All the Vedas are compared to a cow. The essence is the milk. Sarvo Upanishado Gavo. All the Upanishads are like a cow. Dogda Gopal. Krishna is like the milkman who's Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. Partha is the Vatsa, the calf, who is drinking the milk, cow's milk. Arjuna, the podcast is happening. Krishna is speaking, Arjuna is listening, but the podcast is not meant for 2 people. It's meant for the larger audience. Sudhira, one who has good intelligence, they are the recipients, like all of you, who are reading, hearing Gita and Bhagavatam. So we may not have time, energy to go through all the political things, Raj Dharma, Stri Dharma, and Kula Dharma, and so many dharmas are there in the Vedas. Here talking about Nyaya and politics, everything is there. And Krishna learned all that from his Guru. He's expert. But Bhagavad Gita also mentions to not get caught up in the flowery words of the Vedas, because it could get confusing and bewildering at times. Therefore, our focus is primarily on the 3 books, as Prabhupada said, Gita, Bhagavatam, and Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Any other comments anyone has in this text? What does the word Veda mean? Anyone knows? Veda means to know, or the book of, so Vedas are the book of knowledge. So, okay, text 35, 36. Anyone would like to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I can read.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. 34-36. Sarvam naravara shrestau sarvavidya pravartakau sakrun nigada matrena tau sanjagrahatur nrupa ahoratraischaturshasya samshayattau tavati kalaha gurudakshina yana acharyam chandayam Ashatur Rupa. Translation purport by Bhakti Srila Prabhupada disciple Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O King, those best of persons, Krishna and Balarama, being themselves the original promulgators of all varieties of knowledge, could immediately assimilate each and every subject after hearing it explained just once. Thus, with fixed concentration, they learn the 64 arts and skills in as many days and nights. Thereafter, O king, they satisfied their spiritual master by offering him Guru Dakshina. Purport. The following list comprises the 64 subjects mastered by Lord Krishna and Lord Balarama in 64 days. Additional information may be found in Srila Prabhupada's Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You want me to read, Prabhu, everything? Yes. Okay. The Lord learned, first one, Geetam singing, two, Vadhyam, playing on musical instruments, Nityaṁ, dancing, Natyam, drama, Alekhyam, painting, Visheshaka, Chedyam, painting the face and body with colored ornaments and cosmetics, Tandula, Kusuma Bhali, Vikaraha, preparing auspicious designs on the floor with rice and flowers, Pushpataranam, making a bed of flowers, Dashana, Vasananga Ragha, coloring one's teeth, clothes, and limbs. Mani Bhumika Karma, inlaying a floor with jewels. Shaya Rashanam, covering a bed. Udaka Vadhyam, ringing water pots. Udaka Ghataha, splashing with water. Chitra Yogaha, mixing colors. Malya Gratana Vikalpaha, preparing breads. Sheka Rapida Yojanam, setting a helmet on the head. Nepatya Yogaha, putting on apparel in a dressing room. Karnapatra Bhangaha, decorating the earlobe. Sugandha Yuktihi, applying on aromatics. Bhushana Yojanam, decorating with jewels. Aindrajalam, jugglery. Kauchumara Yoga, the art of disguise. Hasta Laghavam, slaying of hand. Chitra Sankapupa Bhakshya Vikara Kriyaha, preparing varieties of salad, bread, cake, and other delicious food. Panaka Rasa Sava Yojanam, preparing palatable drinks and things, draughts with red colors. Shuchi Vaya Karma, needlework and weaving. Sutra Krida, making puppets dance by manipulating thin threads. Veena Dhamaruka Vadhyani, playing on a lute and a small X-shaped drum. Prahelika, making and solving riddles. Pratimala, capping verses or reciting poems verses per verse as a trial of memory or skill. Durvachaka Yoga, uttering statements difficult for others to answer. Pushtaka Vachanam, reciting books. Natikakyaika Darshanam, enacting short plays and writing anecdotes. You want me to continue, Prabhu, or somebody else can read?
Yeah, let's be digested here. You want to share any thoughts, comments?
It's so many things are there, Prabhu, so it's very, very detailed about everything. It's one life is not sufficient to learn one art, especially one art also there are so many branches to learn. So this is amazing, Prabhu. I want to hear from you. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Let's see how many of you recollect. How many of you recollect 5 out of 33? Let's see. Raise your hand if you can share 5. We just read. We're all hearing, right? Tell bhai. You don't have to tell Sanskrit, but at least something. Let's write down.
Painting.
Knitting.
Painting, yeah, painting multiple things. Like painting was there, if you see, like painting the face, painting the floor with the rangoli kind of thing, right?
Flowers.
Flowers, right? Painting the face and the body with cosmetics, painting the earlobes. There was something about earlobes also.
Making rasapana, like, drinks and everything, and also cooking.
Singing.
Let's maybe write it down.
Vadya.
I'll write down so that at least categories, broad categories, and what we can also learn. Maybe let's write down here. Kṛṣṇa 64 learnings. So painting was a common category. There were a lot of things about that. Music was a big thing. Music included like instrumental and a lot of
Singing.
vocals, right?
Cooking, Prabhuji, and dancing.
Dancing. Should we put that in the music category or separate?
It's a separate category.
Separate?
Music,
Okay.
yeah.
Dance, so dancing or dancing. Okay, good.
He,
Cooking.
yeah.
Rangoli, Prabhuji.
Rangoli,
Then
so that I
painting.
think can go in painting,
Painting.
face
Weaving.
painting.
Prabhuji, decorating the bed with flowers or something like that.
Weaving, Prabhuji.
Weaving, beautiful. So weaving, maybe how do we say like, okay, weaving, cloth work. So see people who say, oh, this is like girl stuff, but Krishna is all-rounder. What else?
Puppet making, Prabhuji, and also it's innately understood that he learned Vedas and Upanishads also.
Yes, this is like side skills. So puppet show or sutra krida was the word. So thread, sutra means thread, krida means games. He learned how to make bed also. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
How to make bed. This is also an art. Who teaches his children to make bed? Many of you are parents here. How many of you have taught your children? Or how many of us learn from? Right? I don't think that this is the most important thing, but we are not taught and we don't feel it's required to be taught, but it's so important. Even the modern science has said that those who make their bed, the first thing they do, their day goes nicer because they feel, oh, my day began with doing something practical. What else from the first 33?
Mixing colors, Prabhuji.
Mixing colors. Okay, so let's go in the painting section. Colors, mixing colors. There's a lot variety of colors. Let's go through it. Oops. Sorry. I have like 29 presentations open and just 100 tabs open. So singing, playing instruments, dancing, drama, painting, colors, cosmetics, designs, there's rangoli, making bed of flowers, colors one's teeth. Coloring is a lot here. Painting, coloring, covering a bed, swacha, rachanam, clothes, shoes, ringing water pots. So this is like sound. So it's a lot of like music here. So even with the ringing of these days, you may have heard something like sound bath. Have you heard? So they also do some pots and they're making different sounds and it has a healing effect also. So setting a helmet on the head. So this is basically crown, like pagadi banana. This is also a skill, pagadi. In the deity worship course, they teach how to make Krishna, Balram, pagadi, and like a Prabhupada used this word helmet. This is not like a motorbike helmet. This is considered like a crown. Prabhupada used this word for crown. Decoration is a lot there. Cosmetics, jewelry, word jugglery, art of disguise. Cooking is there, bread, cakes, other food, drinks, right? Cooking is a big thing here. Weaving, needlework. See, Krishna is learning needlework. Imagine how cute he must be looking, like doing needlework and weaving. These days, even the girls don't want to learn, what to speak of boys, all these things. And actually, it's very therapeutic. I've heard this is many people do even, and this even in America, I've seen many like American ladies do this. It's helpful. It's therapeutic. Mm. Making riddles, solving riddles, verses, poems, memory, word jugglery, difficult statements. We also used to do this. You remember this? Like, we used to do that. Like, who can say she sells seashells on the seashore? Have you done this before?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Uttering this statements which are difficult for others to answer. Maybe something like that, right? So say it like 10 times. It's going to be hard, right? Reciting books, plays, dramas. So we covered a lot here. Again, we don't have to memorize this, but why we are reviewing it? So it just helps to recollect, how diverse our Lord is at 11 years. Make bed. Cooking is a lot here. Salad, drinks, bread, and multiple dishes. What else in the first 33? There's a lot about jewelry also, but this came a few times. Okay, let's complete the next set of 30. Who wants to read this section? It was not yet read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I
Srimad, yeah, go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna devotees and pranams. Krishna and Balaram also learned 33 Kavya Samsaya Puranam, solving enigmatic verses. 34 Pattika Betrabana Vikalpaha, making a bow from a strip of cloth and a stick. 35 Tarku Karma, spinning with a spindle. 36 Taksanam, carpentry. 37 Vastuvidya, architecture. 38 Rupya Ratna Pariksha, tasting silver and jewels. 39 Dhatubada, metallurgy. 40 Mani Raga Gyanam, tinging jewels with various colors. 41 Akara Gyanam, mineralogy. 42 Vrikshayur Veda Yoga, herbal medicine. 43 Mesa Kukkuta Lavaka Uddhavidhi, the art of training and engaging rams, rocks and quails in fighting. 44 Sukha Sarika Pralapanam, knowledge of how to train male and female parrots to speak and to answer the question of human beings. 45 Uschadhanam, healing a person with ointments. 46 Kesamarjana Kosalam, hairdressing. 47 Akshara Mustika Kathanam, telling what is written in a book without seeing it and telling what is hidden in another's first. 48 Mlechita Kutarka Vikalpaha, fabricating barbarous or foreign sophistry. 49 Desa Bhasa Gyanam, knowledge of provincial dialects. 50 Pushpa Sakatika Nirmiti Gyanam, knowledge of how to build toy cards and flowers. Yantra Martaka, composing magic squares, arrangements of numbers adding up to the same total all directions. 52. Dharana Martaka, the use of amulets. 53. Sambhachyam, conversation. 54. Manasi Kavya Kriya, composing verses mentally. 55. Kriya Vikalpaha, designing a literary work or medical remedy. 56. Chalitaka Yogaha, building shrines. 57. Abhidhana Kosa Chando Gyanam, lexicography and the knowledge of poetic meters. 58. Vastra Gopanam, disguising one kind of cloth to look like another. 59. Divta Visesam, knowledge of various forms of gambling. 60. Akshara Krida, playing dice. 61. Balaka Kridakam, playing with children's toys. 62. Vainayaki Vidya, enforcing discipline by mystic power. 63. Vaijayaki Vidya, gaining victory. And 64. Vaitaliki Vidya, awakening one's master with music at dawn. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very well. There's a significant variety of skills here. What did we read in the just now in the next 33? Any broad categories coming to your mind?
Arts and crafts.
There's a lot about metallurgy, also like metals, jewels, making metals, testing metals, gold, silver.
Training the birds and animals.
Training birds and animals. Yes, this was a good one.
Making bow.
Communication.
Huh?
Making bow.
Communication.
Communication, samvachyam, yes. Communication, very, very important skill.
Like architecture, vastu,
Architecture.
carpentry.
There was also lexicography, learning the meters of poems.
Mm-hmm. So poems and verses, meters. So a lot about that. Mhm.
Making toy
herbs.
cards with flowers and stuff.
Yes, making toy cars. Okay.
Medicines, making medicines like herbs.
Healing, okay, healing, medicine, a lot of about healing. And there were some subtle sciences also, like mystic sciences. So in short, they learned a lot in this. They really learned so many things which a modern person may not even know what it means, how to do, right? These days, people learn some physics and maths and chemistry, and they think, oh, we have become PhD, or we have become scholar and masters and degrees, but we have lost all these real knowledge and skills. Very few people even know about it, what to speak of passing. And as the time is progressing, very few people do this. Like, for example, just think about your grandparents. Did they know about weaving and like making a sweater with their own hands? Could they do it? With the knitting and all those needlework, wool? Give a thumbs up if.
No, Prabhuji.
Huh?
No, Prabhuji.
No, I thought you will say yes.
What is the question, Prabhuji?
Did any of your grandparents, were they able to make a sweater or something with their own hands?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Or talk
Not
about
me, like my
grandparents.
grandparents.
Yeah, not you. That's what I'm saying. It's losing generation by generation. We don't know what 50 years back those skills were common, right?
Yes,
Even like
Prabhuji.
Rangoli. When I was in South India this year means like few months back in the last Kartik, everyone every day was making beautiful rangolis outside their home. They were simple people, villagers. They did not have big homes, but they have every day they would clean, they would make nice rangoli with rice flour and color. It looks so nice, sattvic, and beautiful. But who is teaching that to their, who is training that to the next generation? No, we are losing. Thanks to so-called technology, so-called machines, the skill is going. Mhm. So the point is that I don't know what the practical lesson is. The practical lesson is these are real stuff. So we should try to learn also things which are, and all these things, if you notice, they're all natural. Like music is very nice. You like any instrument, try to learn. You like vocals, try to learn. You like dance, try to do. You like any like poetry. So one should do, and even in the GBC college that I'm learning, it is mentioned, they emphasize that we all should have a hobby. It helps. We are all under a lot of pressures, deadlines, offices, relationships, family, children, spouses, so many things. We should cultivate a hobby where we don't feel I have to do this, but I love to do this. How busy you may be, that doesn't matter. You find your hobby. It could be coloring, painting, drawing, walking, nature time, swimming, cycling, making rangoli, music, cooking, where you feel energized, where you feel nourished, where you feel loved just by doing. It could be art, it could be any of these, weaving, knitting. How many of you have a hobby which you love to do and love to pursue and do it regularly? If you don't feel it's too confidential, you can share it in the chat. If you want to keep it to yourselves, I absolutely respect it. Yes, Ruby Mataji, what's on your mind?
Prabhuji, I was just thinking, there are lots of arts, lots of kala Lord has learned. So we should not think any art is unimportant or insignificant. We should respect all the arts. If we, for example, you told that what is your hobby? I cannot say it's my hobby, but I like to do some weaving, some jewelry making for my Jagannath and Nitai Sachinandan. So whenever I get time, free time, or doing some watching some classes, sometimes I do, and I am very happy doing that. So yeah, Prabhuji, I want to say just this.
Very nice. Yes, and every individual is different, so don't compare yourself to other. Oh, that Prabhu plays nice mridanga, that Mataji does nice harmonium. It's okay. You are different, they are different. Oh, that Prabhu's dances very nicely. That Prabhu Mataji sings very nicely. It's okay. Dance, drama, colors, every finger is different, every individual is different. When one is fully satisfied in oneself, nothing else matters. Ultimately, it's between us and God. So I would encourage everyone to pursue some hobby for your own mental peace, for your own satisfaction. If you don't have, ask deeper. What gives you joy? If you had a day by yourself, how would you like to spend? And His Grace Visheshika Prabhu says that always learn something. Never stop learning. Whether you are 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, or 60 years, don't stop learning. Always have something you want to learn. It could be verses, it could be new cooking, it could be weaving, it could be music. Practice something, try to learn something every day, every week, which especially is, if you can learn something which is helpful in your devotional life also, that is even more beneficial. So keep learning. That helps a lot. That gives drive, that gives motivation. And if you don't know what to learn, then look at the 64 list and pick something. Hare Krishna.
And
Any
also,
last closing thought? Yes, Madhu.
and also, Prabhuji, whatever art or knowledge we have, kala we have, we should use it for the service of Krishna, for pleasure of Krishna.
Very well. Very nice. Very nice. He's the source of Gyan. He's the source of knowledge and forgetfulness. So absolutely. Any skill we learn, anything we try to do, we should always offer prayers and offer in the service of the Lord. Then it becomes transcendental. Okay, we're a little over time, so we'll pause here and continue. Well, tomorrow I have another class. I will ask if the host allowed, then I'll send the link. I have a service for another community. So you are welcome to join, subject to if the host allows. So I'll seek his permission, but we won't read Bhagavatam tomorrow. There's a special topic. So I'll share the details in the group. And the class is actually at 6:30 because it's in a different time zone. So 6:30 we'll meet if Krishna willing. And if they say they want to keep it for their community only, then maybe we'll read for 30 minutes at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. I'll post. So please, thank you for being cooperative and accommodative. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्-भागवतम पुराण की जय, जगत ऋषि प्रभुपाद की जय, संवित गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, वंश कल्पतरूभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.